Welcome to Enlightenment Unknown Life of a Spiritual Nomad. Join Reiki Master and Quantum Healing expert Wes Coons as he guides listeners through the depths of self-discovery and spiritual enlightenment to uncover the version of you we haven't met yet.
Welcome to Enlightenment Unknown Life of a Spiritual Nomad. This is season 6, right? Yeah, season 6, episode 1. Welcome back. I have a very special guest today. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Wes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Why do you look so nervous? You talk all the time.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. I know you've listened to at least a few episodes, right?
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah. So one thing, I met Jess. Do you want me to call you Jess or Jessica? I always call you Jessica.
If you're my friend, you can call me Jess.
Okay. I'll call you Jessica. No, I'm teasing. So, Jess, I met Jess when my German Shepherd, Kennedy, had to go for physical therapy. And I just want to say you always took good care of us. And she loved seeing you, and watching her go to heaven was painful. But I just want to say you've got a gift for helping animals. So thank you for helping us.
Absolutely.
Tell us about what you do and who you are.
That's like a loaded question.
So you do healing work, right?
Yeah. So I do healing work, but who am I and what do I do? I just had a sense that you would ask this question. And honestly, I feel like I'm just like everybody else trying to navigate through this wild life. Mm-hmm. And upon that, I found some gifts, so to speak, that I'm able to help other people in a way that I never knew existed.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Pretty awesome.
So let me ask you this, because I know you're super gifted. I always tell you, I've told you, I think from day number 1, you're the most talented person in the room. You're the most powerful person in the room, and especially this room too. How do you navigate that? I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said, I don't know how to operate in this 3D world going through the experiences that I have, and I understood that at a deep level. So how do you manage this? Because it's different for everybody, but I think it's a challenge for everybody too.
Yeah. I definitely experienced that about 4 years ago, maybe a little bit longer now. And I experienced that in between places where I felt like I wasn't sure if I was alive or if I had passed over.
Sure.
And it was like that feeling when you wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and it's like hazy and you're just like kind of stumbling. Mm-hmm. I feel like I went through that for a minimum of 6 months.
I understand.
Yeah, it was wild. And I was like, if I try to talk to anybody in this state of mind, they're going to put me somewhere. They're going to absolutely put me somewhere. If I say what I'm thinking out loud, I would never be understood. And so as a person growing up my whole life, I was always an observer. And so I didn't speak much anyway, but I had all of this energy built up and I didn't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. So I started thinking about my childhood in this 6 months and what could I do? At the time I had all of these feelings. And when I talk about this time of 6 months, this was in a process of waking up that I didn't know until I was going through it. Mm-hmm. So I take mind, body, and spirit to a whole nother level. Every day. Yeah.
Well, I watch you work your ass off every single day, and you're a fantastic mother. That's one of the things I love about you the most.
Thank you.
You know, you're good at taking care of people and watching you grow. And I had the opportunity to have a healing from you. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, right?
Yes. Yeah. You get your days together yet?
Yeah. The energy this week has been whacked. We've got that Atlas thing coming through the solar system. Supposedly there's like 7 other comets have entered our solar system all at the same time. And then there's a full moon and everything else. And I have just been so discombobulated. So I showed up for that 30 minutes late after I ran out of gas, and I almost ran out of gas today. So I almost sent you a picture of my truck saying, where you don't even have any more miles to drive. It just says flashes low. Imagine if that thing would like beep at you or something, I would see it, but my truck doesn't beep and the light's on the left side where I hold the steering wheel. So yeah, it's one of those weeks. It's fun.
Running low on energy.
So I don't know, was it a couple weeks ago, last week or something, Abby wasn't walking right. She wasn't feeling well, and I asked you to come work on her. And if you haven't met Abigail, my 2-year-old German Shepherd that has more energy, she's like one of those Belgium crazy dogs, right? What do they call it, a melon wall or something? I don't know.
They're beautiful.
They are beautiful, but they just don't sit still, and Abby doesn't sit still. So I stepped out of the room, and when I came back, Abby's laying there like, whoa, all passed out, and you're doing whatever. So tell me about that. What did that look like for you? I've worked on animals, but what you were doing is way different than the way I see it and feel.
Yeah. So, when I met you, 3+ years ago now, and I was a patient coordinator at a place here called Pause for Rehabilitation. And what that place is it's an alternative wellness center for canine dogs, some feline cats as well. And what they do there is some water therapy. They do acupuncture, red light therapy, all of these different things that we supply for humans. And when I came across this job, I was like, this is insane. Like, I've been working with animals since I'm 20 years old. I've always had a heart for dogs. So my connection with animals has been forever. I mean, always. And I bring that up because where I met you at that place and time was a really dark spot in my life. And I took that job simply to bring joy into my life. I needed something to keep my mind in a positive motion. I needed to wake up to do something that I love. And working in that facility is where things started to light up for me, right? So as a patient coordinator, I'm basically the doctor's right hand, and I'm setting up these treatment plans for pets to come in just like anyone would for physical therapy. I started noticing while I was sitting with the pets, especially for acupuncture, you need to sit with them for a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. And in those appointments, as I'm sitting here with these dogs, and you might have one hand on their back and one hand on their leash, and I started feeling physical ailments in my body that were connected to the dogs that I was sitting with. So then I thought again, if I tell somebody, they're going to think I'm crazy. Keep this thought inside.
Yeah.
So I tested theories, and I started practicing that before I led up to this position at my job, but I said, this is the time to test that theory. So what I started to do instead of looking at the treatment plans before I would enter the rooms with the patients is I would do the patient's appointment. I would sit with the pet and find out our connection, and then I would go and look at their treatment. What are they here for? What are we trying to make better at this point in time? And every time testing that theory within myself, I was 100% right.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was at that canine rehabilitation center that led me to see I can only do this with humans. I can work with animals too.
Nice.
And so now not only do I do Reiki sessions with people, but I do mobile phone calls or mobile appointments for dogs as well. And I remember you kind of poking your head around the hall. First of all, it was like us just sitting on the couch, and I'm like, I usually do this with just us. It was like inviting you out of your own space. But my connections with dogs, the answer is I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
Yeah, no, dude, that is the most fair answer you can give. People ask all the time, well, how do you do this or do that? And I mean, there's some things you can be taught, right? But then there's just, you either have it or you don't. And your connection to animals, I don't have that. I don't have that connection. I don't see that. And I think it's really, really cool. See, I think that the best part of your job is when I came there and you got to meet me. That's probably the best part of your job.
Yeah, yeah. That was definitely an experience to remember.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, you walked in a few times and I was in this hazy state. I had just lost my son's father less than a year before that. I was in custody battles with my children's grandparents. And like, I need to bring this forth is that I'm in recovery also. And I'm coming up on 5 years clean and sober.
Good
So,
for you.
so at that time, I was like a baby in recovery, coming out of this state of delusion / waking up, right? We call that a bottom. But if we could recognize that that bottom is a spiritual awakening, you will soar in this life.
Yeah.
You surely will. And so when I met you, kind of going back to that, is that I was in that heavy transition. But when you enter a room and you get that feeling, it's like they've been where I've been. You know, it's like just a light bulb walks in the room and it's like, I get you.
Oh yeah. You can tell. You can tell.
So that's what it was. It was just, you just kind of came in there. You never came in with shoes on, just barefoot, just walk in with no leash on the dog and right to the back room. And I'm just like, I need to get back to that place where fear doesn't exist, that I could just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Kennedy's the only female in my life I could snap my fingers and she knew exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a great dog.
We had a good connection. I mean, if I wanted her to sit, she would, it's just, I don't know, we were that connected. We had gone through that whole haunted house, or I was going through it at some level the first time I was there. And I think I was back the second time and you were there, right? Does that sound right? Because I think I went twice. It's been a minute. But that place was a place of hope for me. Kennedy was everything.
Yeah.
But we talk about on this show how life happens for you and not to you, and how to shift out of that victim energy. And what you said right there was, if you look at your bottom and look at it as a spiritual awakening, I can be on my bottom or it could be a spiritual awakening. You're in the same place in theory, but saying it's a spiritual awakening puts you in dominion. It puts you in a position to be authentic with yourself and heal and grow. So I like that. Yeah. Life on this planet is not easy. I don't care. I don't care how you cut it and whatever level that you're at. Looking at yourself, and I see you do this all the time, is you look at yourself, you reflect, you shift gears and grow. You shift gears and grow. You shift gears and grow. I see that in you all the time. That's one of the things I appreciate about you the most.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you just moved into a place, right? Up off of Euclid?
Yeah, my office space.
I like your office space. It's cool.
I wasn't trying to have a business, Wes. I was just like, you mean what I'm doing in my daily practices, like this healing journey, this prayer, this meditation, this energy I'm feeling throughout my hands and my entire body, I can help somebody with this.
Oh, yeah. You can change the world with that.
Yeah.
The greatest healing that we do is when we heal ourselves and we shift gears and grow, because that radiates out so fast. And Lakota, the medicine woman, she says that a single prayer is more powerful than a nuclear bomb. And when she used to say that in the beginning, I used to think, bullshit, I don't know, fucking prayers, all this love. I didn't believe in any of that. I didn't understand it because I was so broken. I was so angry, so disconnected. But she's right, because you can feel the energy of love in a prayer from the other side of the planet. You're not going to feel that bomb in 1 second that goes off and goes away, right?
Yeah.
But that love will radiate around the world.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
So from my personal experience, when we talk about prayer, I told you I simplify everything right down to the root of it. And we think about prayer. I kind of want to tie this into God and energy healing and the different words people use in the language that differentiates us or pulls us together. Because our language and our word is actually so important.
Sure.
So let me start with prayer. With prayer, we're kind of talking about quantum physics here, but prayer, if we think about it, when we put our palms together, our palms are put together, placed in front of our heart. We have our right hand, which is our positive. We have our left hand, which is our negative. And we place those palms together, we are amplifying such intention from our hearts and our minds to the higher source of God that fear cannot exist, right? So when I'm in that place, I'm not separate from God. I am completely connected. I'm connected in faith. And where there is faith, fear does not exist. And when I realize that fear is a delusion, that it is just a thought formed into a space in this moment, and I say that because I witnessed me bring fear to life. And when I saw that happen, if I could do this with fear, what can I do with love?
That's right.
It's amazing.
It's cool. It's funny as you're sitting there talking about that, I was just in my mind thinking, it's like, dude, 6 years ago, there's no fucking way I'd be having this conversation.
No. I was like, if he says that, yeah, I feel that. I feel that 110%.
Yeah. And somebody told me, she says, you cuss a lot on the podcast. I'm like, brother, that's just who I am. I'm more love and light these days, but I don't know. It is what it is. I've met Jesus, and at the end of the day, I think I can love God and be a little rough around the edges or whatever. And I like this work. It's the only time I feel comfortable in my skin. I don't know if you've experienced that or not, but somebody told me today, they said, hey, Wes, you need to go out and you need to experience life, and you should take the dog and go on a road trip and drive to Colorado. I'm like, what do I want to fucking drive to Colorado for? Yeah, I appreciate it because she's a good friend of mine. And just in my mind, I'm like, man, I just feel like that's going to be lonely for me, right? And I don't feel lonely in my house. And I don't feel lonely doing healing work. And I'm getting to the point where I don't feel lonely doing other things. But it's just been a process for me. So I'm trying to level up. I'm working on leveling and being authentic with myself, being authentic with you and my friends, and taking responsibility and doing things different. I think the thing I like the most about this journey is, if you really work hard on it, is you aren't the same person who walked in my door 20 minutes ago. Right? Because you were nervous about being on the show. You're doing fantastic. I'm not the same person I was this morning. As we grow and shift, we vibrate higher and higher and elevate higher and higher. And of course, the people on the show can't see your eyes, but you have these eyes that see through dimensions, man.
I haven't heard this before.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't. When Jess walks in the room, I was like, God, she can see all your shit. Yeah.
So, I just want to relate with you for a second. And if you would have known me 4.5 years ago, you wouldn't have known that I went through addiction, eviction, custody. I was sleeping in my Nissan Rogue for about a month. I was down to literally nothing. I was stripped completely of my relationship, the roof that I kept over my children's homes, my children, who were 2 and 12 at the time.
Yeah.
And as not only a person going through this in recovery, right, that reached for that vice to fill that void, I was a mother. I was supposed to be the supportive partner. I was supposed to pick him up when he was down. I was supposed to change the diapers, do the laundry, be the mother. And when you have lost everything that you were living for, everything that gave you breath to this world, and you are stripped completely bare down to the soul, you're either going to die or you are going to connect on a level that you never knew existed.
That's right.
And I couldn't be more grateful for the space that I'm in now, where for years I had to practice that being grateful going into the convenience store for milk, that I didn't have to get the baby out of the car seat just to go in for milk. I'm talking years. We are 4 years into that journey that our family has come closer, a lot more understanding. My connection with my boys. I mean, I have one now who's got his permit, and the other one is, God, he looks like his dad, but he is my magnet.
Yeah.
And he would follow me anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the person that I was 4.5 years ago, I wouldn't want him to follow me anywhere.
Sure.
Like at all. Now I'm proud. I'm
Yeah.
proud of the person that I am.
No, I'm proud of who you are too. I mean, that takes courage. It freaking takes courage to tell the world about that too. And a good friend of mine, when I started the podcast, I tell my story, and whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I tell my story. And he said, some of the things that you've talked about, people can use against you. I said, I appreciate that, but they can only use it against me if I have guilt and shame. He's like, yeah, but you're licensed and you've got this and that. I'm like, I'm good, because I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with God. I know who I am. And those things that we went through, the things that I went through, that little boy that was in that room, 10 years old, I went through those experiences so I could learn how to heal from that, and I can help other people. Sandra Grace told me a long time ago, by the way, Sandra Grace's husband just died this week, and Ray was a wonderful, wonderful man. And I was doing a healing session and doing my opening prayers, and Ray comes running in the room, and he asked me to bring him to the light. And so when you die, or when you're alive, you're here. When you die, you can go to heaven or other places, I guess. And if you don't go anywhere, you're in the in-between. He was on the in-between. And when I called in that column of white light, I seen Sandra Grace on the other side. She said, thanks, honey. And she reached out, grabbed him, pulled him right in. And I'm like, hi, bye. I'm like, yeah, the normal shit we talk about.
Yeah.
And but Sandra Grace said that you can't be a true healer unless you've gone through this great pain. I don't know if she says that to make me feel better, but she's right. I could walk into a room and probably 98% accuracy tell you who's been sexually molested. Because I can feel it. We carry that energy. I could tell you who's had a drug problem. I could tell you those things because that's what we carry. And how else are we going to help people if we haven't been through it? That's why you're such a great healer, because you've been through so much and you came out this powerful ass woman. And I'm good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
No.
Jess, one of the
ahead.
one of the best things about this job is I get to sit across from some of the most powerful women on the planet, 100%. And you're definitely in that group.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We operate on memory. We do the next thing based off of a premeditated thought.
Yeah.
I mean, we have clocks to tell us when to be somewhere. We have a schedule to tell us where. We have emails to tell us why. And what are we doing to keep ourselves centered and emotionally and mentally balanced? If I'm not in control of my feelings, and somebody else is. And the way that I am talking with you right now in this present moment, if I didn't have the spiritual death that I knew that I had on April 17th, 4.5 years ago, you would never, ever hear me talk about energy. You would never hear me talk about healing. Anything that we discuss right now, or the person that I've become through this healing journey, I knew nothing about the things that I know now. And with that being said, taking that into my emotional state, I can't beat myself up for what I didn't know then. I pray every day for the intentional and intentional harm that has been done to me or my children or the people that I love. And I ask God to remove that every single day. And with that prayer, that gives me a lighter chest, a lighter heart, because I have faith that God will take care of that every single day, every single moment. And when I live in faith, I call that going with the flow. And when I go with the flow, I'm smiling more. I
Right.
I am stopping on the side of the road because there's a horse and I can pet it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's just so much for this point in time. I'm able to listen to people. I'm available to be there for people that thank me for their time and not trying to leave the room. Over these years, because I had no family at that time to turn to and talk to call, to cry, to hold my children to see how they were, completely stripped, I had no option but to go inside. And what I did with that is I played a lot of basketball. I still do.
You're good at it too.
40 years old and
Yeah.
I'm playing basketball. And I know, like, if you go on my Instagram at energyhealer.vb, you're not going to see floating hands over a person on a massage table. You're going to see me living life.
Yeah.
Because that is the healing process. You're going to see me playing basketball. You're going to see me petting horses. You're going to see me on a trip to Puerto Rico this past year.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was sleeping in a car 4 years ago. And today I'm saving to buy a house. I have an office space. And I'm a full-time student. Do you know why I signed up for school? Not because I think I need a degree to make it in this world, but because my head was so full of negativity and shame and all of that. And I knew that I need to keep my mind in a positive motion to keep myself teachable. And with that, I'm going to turn out with a career that's going to quadruple my money if I chose to.
Oh yeah. And you're serving God and you're serving yourself and you're pretty fucking cool. So that's fun. but
That's fun.
but don't let Abby get near your basketball. She'll pop that in a second.
Yeah, you'll have to replace that again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That dog's crazy, man. She can bite through things. I'm just like, don't bite me.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't play basketball I play by myself. I do drills. And what I found with playing basketball is that I started pushing myself to use my left hand, right? Because I needed to fill my mind. I needed to fill my mind with something different than hurt and pain. And I started practicing with my left hand. And through that process, what I learned is that I am creating not only new habits, but I'm training my mind to think a little bit differently. So as a right-handed person, we are left-brained and the opposite. And when we think about that in a spiritual aspect, our left side, I believe it's our left side, we have our knowledge and our logic, and the opposing side is empathy and sympathy and all of these things. And I wasn't aware of that until I started practicing with my left hand. And what I realized is that I was balancing my mind. And so I was doing mental fitness that I took forward in my daily practices.
nice. I like that. You know what I do to heal myself. I know we're supposed to meditate. I meditate like once a year, right? That's just me because I'm hard-headed.
I'm so glad you signed up for my meditation at the end of the month.
I know,
I
yeah.
was like, he's going to come? Okay.
Yeah, don't let me forget. I've got your $20 in there for the class. So I'm like, I seen that. I'm like, I hear you, God. But when I read something or hear something that makes me cry, like going through a relationship and a song, perfect example, when my ex-wife and I divorced, there was, what's that song by Four Non-Blondes?
What's up?
Yeah. That was our song, right? So whenever I would listen to that, I would cry, even though I wanted the divorce. I mean, it's still painful, right? And I think I listened to that for 2.5 years, 2 to 3 times a day until I could listen to it and not cry and not have any pain. And so I bought this poetry book. And I've been reading this poetry, and I'm like, you're sobbing. I'm like, Jesus, man, one of these days I'm not going to cry. But that's the pain leaving my body. In the Marine Corps, they say the pain leaving, when something hurts, it's the weakness in you leaving. And I don't see it as weakness. I see it as my heart opening up, my soul healing and elevating every time I do that.
That is so close to what I perceive love to be. When I think of love, I believe that is letting our vulnerability evolve.
Mm-hmm.
It's a verb.
Yeah. Well, it makes you wonder why it's not on the 6 o'clock news, right? Because the government doesn't want us to feel better. The government doesn't want, like this weekend, I had my daughter's engagement party, and there was people there that didn't look like me. I've got white friends, I've got black friends, I've got Asian friends. We were all there as human beings, as friends, and the media and stuff doesn't want us to get along. So it's incumbent on us to raise our vibration and be that beacon of light so people can see and say, when they look at Jess and they're like, I don't know what she's got, but I want it. I don't know who she is or what she's doing, but I want not the person, but the energy, the vibration, the light. I want that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're doing. And it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So tell people how they can find you.
Yeah. So I am located right here in the town center of Virginia Beach. You can check out my website, which is energyhealervb.com, or you can go to my Instagram, which is energyhealer.vb, and you guys can find me there and check out what I do.
Yeah, that's cool. You can always reach out to the show. And on the last episode, I told everybody how I made an amends to you for not supporting you and honoring you like I should. So
You said that on the last show.
yeah,
And you're carrying it into now.
yeah,
That makes it even better.
yeah, because you're important to me and I made a mistake. And you deserved better.
Thank you. I accept that.
And I'm sorry.
I accept that.
So thank you. And I got the opportunity today to buy my buddy Glenn's surfboard. He died, about a month ago? And so it's a paddle board and it's 9 feet. So it doesn't quite work for me, but I'm like, I want it. I just needed to have it. So his son sold it to me. And so I don't know, that was kind of cool. And when I picked it up, I could feel Glenn on it. Mm-hmm. I liked that. I was like, hey, buddy. And I don't know, I'm just missing my friend these days. So when we had the engagement party, my niece asked me, she said, hey, Uncle Wes, is Nanny here? That's my mom. And she passed away 10, 12 years ago. Mm. And I heard her say, oh, I'm here. And she goes, what about Uncle Denny? And Dennis would always say, hey, bud. And he goes, hey, bud, Mom brought me. So I could see Mom saying, hey, motherfucker, you're coming along too.
Have I told you how much I'm so grateful that I don't connect the way that you do? Right. I think I've shared that with you.
Yeah, you have. So this week, the energy's been really crazy. I mean, I've crossed a ton of people over to the light. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know. It seems like every time I turn around, there's a dead person standing there. I'm like, stop. You get startled, right?
Not me, you.
Yeah, I do. And we were walking, Abby and I were walking down at the beach the other day. And somebody was following behind me, a dead person. They kept getting closer and closer, and I could feel it. And finally, I didn't realize this elderly couple was sitting on the bench right there watching this go by. So I turned around. I was like, would you fucking get away from me? I'm like, get off my back. And it kind of startled him. I don't think it was trying to do anything, but it was just getting closer and closer. And I turned around and I said, well, just dead people, and kept walking. And the look on their face was priceless. So it makes for an interesting life.
Yeah. I just want to touch on the fact that how forgiveness is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. We haven't talked in I don't know how long, and for whatever reasons, but acceptance and forgiveness are huge. If I don't start with forgiving myself, how could I possibly forgive somebody else for something that they may have intentionally or unintentionally done to harm me?
Sure.
If I start by forgiving somebody else over something, and then I do it to the next person, I do it to the next person, now I'm piling more weight on myself because I'm thinking maybe they don't deserve that or this or that. But when I start healing from the inside out, and I don't have to be grateful for everything that took place in the past, because that's just where it is, it's in the past, but I can accept that it's happened and that it's happening for me, not to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a whole different level.
It changes things.
Quite a bit.
Changes things.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, I the days of me being broken and miserable and living in somebody else's box is done. I've always kind of marched to my own drumbeat at some level, but not like I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. I'm making transitions in my life right now that honestly my family would never have seen me do. The healing business is growing, the real estate stuff is changing, all of those things. And it's funny, I'm just, every day I'm just feeling better and better and better because I am stepping into who I'm here to be, mm-hmm. who I want to be. And my heart's opening, and I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. Hopefully pretty soon Roxanne's going to be out of the shop. She's been getting worked on.
Your other girl.
Yeah, my other girl, Roxanne.
She's pretty.
She is. That's my Maserati convertible. I love her so much. But one thing about Maseratis, the Italians decided to run the entire operating system of the vehicle through the stereo. I mean, who does that except for Maserati? And so we put a new stereo in and we're just having problems. She'll be back.
Yeah, you need music. Music is life.
Mm-hmm. Well, Abby loves riding in that car. I throw her in the front seat and we roll, man.
Music heals everything.
Yeah. Well, I've been telling my daughter, Sydney, I'm waiting on grandbabies because I'm putting the baby in the back, the dog in the front, and we're going for a ride, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, you're at that level in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Well, Jess, I appreciate you. I love you. You are a fantastic healer. You're a powerful woman. You are an amazing person. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you for being my friend.
Thanks, Wes.
All right, guys, we'll see you soon. And don't forget, the Sunday Preach No Shoes Required is going to be on in about 2 weeks.
You've been listening to Enlightenment Unknown with Wes Coons, your guide on the quest for self-discovery and the version of you we haven't met yet.